Jim, first day in pads today. What did you like? What did you not like?
You really got to look at the film, but I do think that our pace was good. I think the guys carried the pads pretty well. They moved around well. They were crisp and sharp. Not a whole lot of mistakes, but obviously a few too many. But we'll take a look at the film to see. One of the things that's difficult is going from no pads all spring, and then you put pads on. Guys are always kind of playing too high initially the first couple of days, so you got to get them down a little bit more.
When you signed Marvin, you guys touted the fact that he can do a lot of different things for Voucher to go big. You notice that out here early on? He's making plays down the field, short, shoestring catch. It seems like you guys are getting involved everywhere.
Well, he's well-rounded. I mean, there's not too many things that are going to limit him. I mean, he can stretch the field, he can cross the field. He's a very, very conscientious and good route runner, and obviously he's got good hands as well. So at this point, he's been doing well.
When you do watch film from padded practices, are there position groups that you kind of pay a little bit of extra attention to their padded practices versus non?
Well, we obviously look at all of them. What happens when you get pads on, your linemen finally get a chance to get some really good work other than the technical work that they do on air and against one another. And now, offense versus defense, it's a really important part of controlling the line of scrimmage. So yeah, we look at that closely, but we look at every guy.
Is there a trend when pads come on offensive linemen ahead of defensive linemen?
No, not really. Not really. Oftentimes they typically say that the defense is always a little bit ahead of the offense. I think that's in totality, but that's not always true.
How much did you like the Ziggy Taylor-Decker matchup at all? What did you think of that? I know it's maybe unfair.
I had a chance to analyze it yet, so that'll be fun. One of the good things is that we got a lot of real good matchups inside. That's a good matchup. And also, you see Kyrie inside against Lake and Tomlinson as well. I mean, there's two big physical guys. The great thing about it, when you do have some depth up front, both offensively and defensively, it's real good matchups, real good work, and your guys can't help but get better.
I think it's obvious, but how does it help Decker go up against the
Well, one of the things, he's a rare individual, just in terms of his size and speed and ability. He's been in the league a while, so he knows the tricks of the trade. So he knows that if he can hang in there with him most of the time, he's not going to have him every time. It's going to bode well for him.
What are the concerns about this?
Yeah, he's got a little bit of an injury, but he'll be okay.
He seems to have started learning. What are your impressions of him?
He learns quickly. Matter of fact, it was the first day. He jumped right in, had a good feel for what was going on, and he's constantly working at it. He's standing back even when he's not in the huddle, listening to the call, imagining in his mind, visualizing where he would line up, and also kind of going through the steps in which he would take to run the route, etc. So he's a real student of the game. Anytime you don't have someone out there, you'd like to be out there working, but he'll be all right. We're going to talk about injuries. Well, one of the things, first of all, I think it's extremely important that our alumni have an opportunity to come back. We have kind of open door policy with them to come back any point in time, because I do think it's very, very important just in terms of tradition. Guys that played here, have a great feel for the history of the organization, and also they have some expertise, and it's great for them to kind of exchange ideas and thoughts with some of the guys that are playing currently.
Jim, Tyron.
Year or so since you saw him, he seems like he's taken that tougher road to make it to the NFL. He's almost more recent.
No, I agree with you. I mean, he's been constantly getting better. Just seems like every single day he works at it. He's diligent about everything that he does, from the weight room to classroom work, and certainly he's got an opportunity here, and that's what he's fighting for. But he's got some talent. He can run, he can cover ground. He's smart.
Jim, to the untrained eye, Tyron Walker looks more explosive than when he came in here last year for training camp, despite the broken leg setback for him. What kind of growth have you seen from him at that position?
I've seen maturity and growth within the system. I've certainly seen maturity and growth, certainly within the technical side of it, working with Chris and the things that we do up front. But overall, he's in much better shape. He's in very, very good condition. And I think he's just a more powerful man at this point. He's always been able to run. even before he got here. He's a pretty versatile guy, inside and out. So he's bringing that kind of versatility to us as well. But I think also, he had some real athleticism up front for us.
This is not just specific to Tyron Walker, but sometimes when a player gets injured and they undertake a rehab program, does that sort of launch them into a new era of working out and working out?
Sometimes it does, because of the fact that it gets them to kind of look at a body part, whatever it is that's injured, a little different way. And oftentimes, I think when you look at a number of statistics, that particular part of the body comes back maybe even stronger. So, so sometimes it does, give him a little bit of a jump start. But he was already playing well even before the injury. But I think now he's just a more powerful man.
Jim, what kind of dimension can Stephen Ridley lend to the running backs that you do have?
He's one of the guys that's pretty well-rounded in terms of what he's able to do. He looks to be, for us right now, a pretty good inside runner. He can run outside, he can catch the ball out of the backfield, so he's a good receiver. He's got hands, so he can do a little bit of everything. He can pass protect. He's got the body type to pass protect. Over 220 pounds. He's got some girth to handle big linebackers. So he can add, I think, a well-rounded dimension for us, because you won't be able to tell exactly what he's going to do when it's in.
How big was signing?
More for Coach.
Jim, I know that they have not reviewed the film yet on this practice. So what are your initial impressions of that matchup between Ziggy and Declan?
There was someone else asking that question just a little earlier. I hadn't had a chance to look at it. But I'm kind of anxious to watch every snap, and particularly the one-on-ones and those kinds of things. So we'll see. I know one thing. He'll learn a few lessons, from Ziggy, but he's a pretty talented young guy as well.
Do you see a different kind of?
I haven't yet. No, I was down to 707.
Do you see a different kind of mentality from guys when they put the pads on and they go one-on-one, or they,
Oh, certainly. I mean, it ramps up a little bit. There's a difference between when you go out to practice and there may be some contact, or when there's pads on, it's a little different kind of contact. So yeah, it does kind of spike things up a little bit in terms of intensity.
It looks like Riley Reef brought a little bit of intensity with the switch to right tackle. He's not, moping or sulking about it.
No, he broke 2 face masks today out there, so it's pretty rough day. I know one broke, and I'm not certain what happened to the other one. I don't know if it was a malfunction or not, but I told him, I said he broke 2. But yeah, no, he's, Riley is a warrior. Riley does not care about anything other than wanting to play his position and play it well, and he doesn't care where he plays. He's a talented guy that's tough and hard-nosed, the exact kind of guy that you're looking for to lead your group, and obviously that's why they voted into the leadership council as well.
Do you have a sense of how much better, if at all, the offensive line will be this year? Too early?
Too early, yeah. I mean, you can tell from a physical standpoint on paper. I mean, there's no question. Both sides of the ball, we're bigger, we're stronger, up front. But we got to go through a few battles. And but I think overall, if we can keep them healthy, it's going to be a pretty good group, both sides of the ball.
When you say bigger, stronger, both sides, is it by addition or is it by development too?
I think a little bit of both. Obviously, just in terms of some of the young guys are pretty good sized guys, but also some of the guys that have been here from a maturity standpoint just have developed. They're bigger, they're stronger, they're more physical. So we're looking forward to working with them.
How was Ashawn Robinson stacked up?
Pardon me?
How was Ashawn Robinson stacked up so far?
He's doing pretty well. I'll take a look at the film and see how he ends up. So he's doing pretty well.